Okay, welcome everyone. So glad to have you join our team Zoom. It's Monday, May 11th already. So I hope you all had a happy Mother's Day. And this is Julie White from Pennsylvania, and I'm super excited tonight to invite our guest. Her name is Charlotte Venter. She is a Pro 9 in LifeVantage, and she is the lead distributor in Australia. So that is so exciting. I'll never forget when I met Charlotte. Charlotte, I believe it was when we were in the Bahamas. We met in the airport, and you were just so gracious. We had some long conversations, and it was definitely very inspiring. So Charlotte she's a mom boss. They call her the Mom Aussie Boss, and she's a coach and industry leader. She's also a blessed wife. She was in banking before network marketing. And when she was looking for a network marketing company, she looked at the top 100 companies and she chose LifeVantage. We're so glad, Charlotte, that you joined our LifeVantage family. And like I said, she is a Pro 9 in LifeVantage. She's an amazing, amazing trainer. And it's definitely an honor and privilege, Charlotte, to have you on here tonight. So I'm going to, at this time, just turn the call over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Julie. I'm so honored to be here tonight and to share some little nuggets, I guess, and things that I teach our team and things that we've implemented with you guys. And with the hope that it's going to really help you. It may just unlock something that you're struggling with or give you some new ideas. So thanks for the opportunity. Yes, so I've been with LifeVantage 4 years. On the 4th of April, it was my 4th year anniversary. And my story is different to that of most. Nobody approached me about LifeVantage. Nobody showed me the company or the product. I was in a place at the end of 2015, really feeling that we were only surviving life. And I wanted more for my family. I was determined that we were going to live a life of abundance in all ways. And we just weren't. We were on this hamster wheel of pure survival. And I watched my husband, Andre, who we've been married 28 years, he's an engineer. I watched him go down this path of getting into depression, just also feeling like, what is life all about? Because it was just the Monday to Friday rat race of a job. He was commuting 3 to 4 hours every single day to get to work and back. And it was robbing this guy from joy. You know, he used to be the nice, happy guy. And I could slowly see that he was losing hope in life. And it just wasn't okay for me. So January 2016, when hubby went back to work after Christmas and the kids went to university or college, as you guys know it, I made a decision to go and find the right company to work with. I had been in conventional business, I had been in corporate, I had been a director of a company, a partner of a company, and I never wanted any of it again. I wanted a low cost, low risk business. I was not interested again on taking a big loan to mortgage my house against a business loan and have all the stresses of that. So I knew that network marketing was the tool for me. Or the vehicle, should I say, and I just needed to find the right one. So I printed out, as Julie said, the top 100 companies in network marketing registered with the Direct Sales Association in Australia and looked at them one by one. And just about 2.5 weeks in, I saw Panton. And I thought, ooh, this looks different. It's not just a Me Too product. If you've never heard of a Me Too product, it's when you're sitting down with a friend and you say, well, what do you sell? And they say, protein shake. And you say, well, me too. It's just another common product. And of course, Panton was nothing like that. So when I saw Panton, I thought maybe this is it. And I must tell you, it actually was love at first sight with the product. I spent the next 3 days watching YouTube videos over and over and over, just looking at what does Panton do. And from there, I researched the company. I'll tell you that my number one question for the company was, what is the retention? I was not going to join partnership with any company or any product that I didn't see had a high retention. I had been with two other companies before. One is Isogenics, the other one is Genes. And Isogenics, really good products. You know, people love the stuff. It does work for many, but extremely costly. So what we found in Australia is that our retention was really poor. And how I discovered this was my daughter, Robin, when she was 17, had an accident and she broke her back. And I, at that time, had an Isogenics business. And for 3 months, I was in and out of hospital with her, and I couldn't touch my business at all. And by the end of the 3 months, my retention had dropped, my volume had dropped by 40% in my business. And I thought, what the heck? This is meant to be residual. This is meant to be beach. Like they say, you can lie on the beach and you're still going to earn money. It was not the case. So that's when my journey started, with realizing just how important retention is. Then I was with a company called Genes. Again, great company, some good products. But once again, I just didn't see retention, and extremely difficult business to even get people to try the product because they were really expensive. So when I approached LiveVantage, I literally went, knocked on the door of corporate, said, hey, there's a lady in Australia and a couple of her girlfriends who want to build this business. Who can we talk with? And we spoke to some of the guys and the executives, and my number one question was, what is the retention? And Darren told us 83% of customers continue to purchase after 90 days, 120 days. And I'll tell you guys that I run very, very close numbers on my business. I've got a book where I've tracked every single number from day one. So tip number one for you, are you tracking your business? Are you tracking your volume? Are you tracking your enrollments, your subscriptions, your number of subscriptions, the value of your subscriptions, your personal enrollments, your team enrollments, your overall volume? Are you tracking that? You should be. You should be tracking how many customers you had, how many distributors you had in your business when you reach a new rank. And you know why it's so valuable? Because when you coach your new distributors to come on board, you can say, like, I just pull out my little book. People love my little book. I pull it out and I say, right, when I hit Pro 6, this is how many customers I had. This is how many distributors I had in my whole business. What are you looking at now? Let's see how many more you've got to find so that you can hit Pro 6. So it's a really handy tool to be able to coach and help other people. So once I discovered this product and the company, I then researched the stability of LiveVantage, the history of the company, because I was not going to ever work with another company again. This was my final company. This was me making a decision forever to just continue building this so that my kids and my grandkids one day could benefit. So guys, on the 4th of April, 2016, I said yes. You may wonder, how did I find Rachel Jackson? Well, this is the importance of social media, and especially YouTube. YouTube is the second biggest search engine. Google, of course, is the first biggest search engine. So I went onto YouTube and I searched top leader LiveVantage. And of course, up popped Tara Wilson, Rachel Jackson. I saw Carrie in there. I saw Michelle Poe in there, and started looking at them individually one by one. Then had calls and then picked the one that we wanted, which was Rachel Jackson. Rachel never knew us. Never. So that's the importance of social media. You attract people all over the world. I do the same now. I literally have people contact me saying, you don't know me, but I want to join your business, which is fantastic. And that comes because you start slowly working on social media to create a platform for you. So that is important. So it took me month 1, we hit Pro 5, month 3, Pro 6, month 11, Pro 7. Then it took me 2 years and 5 months to hit Pro 8, which is when my husband retired. And 3 years and 4 months, we hit Pro 9. And I'm now working on 10. So my goal is before the end of the year to be at 10. It's still a way off there, but I can see it's happening. So it's exciting. So Julie asked me to share with you today, what do I teach our team on how to invite and how to duplicate? So I'm going to share my screen with you and show you a couple of key things that I teach when it comes to building and inviting, and what's really important, especially with regards to your expectations. So forgive me, the stuff is all branded in our team. Our team is called Team Activate. I just haven't had time to make a new slide deck for you guys, but I'm sure you'll be okay with that. So let me start and say that number one, when you look at what is it going to take to build your business, it's really important that you have the right expectations of how many exposures you're going to make in your years of network marketing. Some people do this in a year, some do it in 2 years, some do it in 3 years, some do it in 5 years, some do it in 10 years. But you've got to understand that there's a certain number of people that you need to talk to be able to be successful. And when you have the right expectation of what it's going to take, you don't get despondent when you get all the no's, or you get distributors that start and do nothing. It just is how it is. So I want to share with you my numbers. So for me, I have enrolled 1.3 distributors per month. That's it. It's not 10 or 20, 1.3 distributors per month and 2.5 customers per month. You see, the big thing though is that I've been consistent. I've been consistent since day one. It's now 4 years and I'm still doing that. Last month I enrolled 4 distributors. So things change. Some months it's more, some months it's less, but I've never had a zero. Never had a zero. So on average, it's been 1.3 distributors per month, 2.5 customers per month. Can you do that? Think about it. If all you focused on 100% the whole month was that, I'm sure you could do that and do it consistently. Then I'm going to share with you Rachel Jackson's figures. So Rachel enrolled 2.2 distributors per month, and she's a Pro 10. Right? She has done more customers, so she's enrolled 6.6 customers a month. But here's the key thing is Rachel says she's spoken to at least 2,000 people, potentially even more. And oftentimes we find that we invite, but we invite 20 people, and then when they all say no, we get despondent and we stop. Well, you still got to keep going because you really do have to talk to a couple of thousand people. Here's Tara Wilson's numbers. 1.5 distributors she's enrolled per month, 3.8 customers, and she has spoken to over 1,000 people. Same with Lisa Panton. Lisa Panton is a Pro 8 in the UK. Look at her numbers. 1 distributor every month consistently and 1.3 customers per month consistently. You see, they're not huge numbers. Most of us think top leaders enroll 20 distributors a month, 10 distributors a month. We don't. The difference is we stay consistent. And then when those people start, we help them duplicate. But understand this. If you enroll 100 distributors, 80 of them will do just about nothing. 80%. They may bring in 1 customer, they may bring in 2 customers, they may bring in 1 distributor. And what you do with the 80% is you plug them into your team systems, your team training, your team Facebook groups, if you have a team website. So you teach them your team systems and you don't spend a lot of time with them. 80%. 15% will do more. So they're going to be your Pro 4s, your Pro 5s, 15% of them. A lot of them will be Pro 3s because Pro 3 is our major building block for LiveVantage, right? So 15%, you do some kind of a coaching with them and group coaching. So if you've enrolled a distributor, it is your responsibility to coach that distributor. Even if you feel like I know nothing, that's okay. Then work with your sponsor or work with a leader above the line to help you coach that person. So 15% of the people are worth your time for coaching. And then 5% will be the runners. They're going to be your elites and 1% out of those 5% will be a Pro 10 for you. Those are the numbers. But now look at this. If you enroll 10 people as distributors, 8 will do nothing. 1 may do something, so be a Pro 3 or Pro 4, and the other one potentially could be a 5. But 10 is not enough. You need to enroll another 10, and then another 10, and then another 10. So for me, I've enrolled now over 60 distributors. And now I have some big runners. I've got Pro 8s, I've got 7s, I've got 6s, I've got 5s, loads of them. Okay, so it's really important to have the right expectation of what it takes. Now, some of you may say, I don't know 1,000 people. So friends, nor did I. I'm an immigrant in Australia. I don't have a big database here, but I've learned how to build on social media. 98% of the people that I've brought into my business, I didn't know. I met them. I've used platforms such as Facebook mainly for me to meet people. And then I've taken it off Facebook. So I've been on a Zoom with them, or I've gone for a coffee with them, or we've had a phone call. So I've used Facebook to grow my database, because Facebook allows you 5,000 friends. So I've used Facebook to grow my database every day. And the minute we've connected, I've taken it off Facebook. No different to you having a belly-to-belly meeting at your home, or a coffee, a one-on-one coffee. Today, you never have to run out of people. Did you know that 1/3 of the world's population is on Facebook? 2.5 billion people are on Facebook. It's massive. So you'll never ever run out of people, and that's no longer an excuse. And you don't have to be great at Facebook. You can just learn the basics of have an account, friend request people in your target market, and start chatting to them. That's it. That's just how, no different to when you go outside to the shops and you see somebody in the line with you that you don't know, and you say hello. That's the same as Facebook. You just say hello, thanks for accepting my friend request. It's so lovely connecting with you. And then you start talking. I see you've got kids. How's it going? How old are they? How many? Da, da, da. No different to having a conversation at a barbecue with a stranger. No different. We often get so nervous about social media, but it is the best thing ever that's happened for us. Okay, let's go into how to invite. Now, no matter how hard you work in your business, if you do not invite people consistently every day to look at what you're doing, your business will not grow. There's a guy called Bill Wright, I think is his name. I can send you the information. He's passed away now, but he's the top leader in Amway. And he said that, I've got his book, he said that I got so over people asking me how many people that I enroll that I've put it in my book. And his numbers are something like this. He showed 1,200 people the opportunity. 900 looked in detail. 350 said yes. Of the 350, only 85 did something. 30 of those did more, and 11 became leaders. And those 11 and what they've built has made him $1 million a month in Amway. Go read it, go check him out. He's a really interesting guy. So you see again, 1,200 people he spoke to. 900 looked at it, 350 said yes, but then 85 only did something. What happened to the other 200? They just did nothing, right? But he wasn't surprised about that, because we know that that's the law of numbers in network marketing. It's just expected. That's what's going to happen. And no matter what you do, you can sit on the eggs for 7 years, they're not going to hatch. It's just not going to happen, right? You need to move on and bring in more people. So no matter how hard you work in your business, if you do not invite people to look at what you're doing consistently, 3 people a day, your business will not grow, okay? If you're worried about calling people, or talking to people, oftentimes it's because you feel like you're selling to them. And really, if you feel like you're selling to them, you're doing this wrong, because you should be the person who is sending or sharing information with others to make a decision on whether they want to join or not, or use the product or not. You are the messenger. You are not a salesperson. The day you really understand that you're not selling, but you're sharing information because you're obligated to. We have the best product, the best opportunity that's changing people's lives. You have no control over the outcome. You only have control over whether you're going to share the information or not. And then let the person decide if it is for them or not. So number one, you always start with making a list. So write down everyone that you know, that you've ever worked with, maybe met at the kids' school or grandkids' school, went to school with, your doctor, your dentist, your beautician, anybody that you know, and everybody. Do not pre-qualify anyone. So I would encourage you to do this again. Start fresh today. Relaunch your business. I've just done this with tons of our distributors. We have in May relaunched their business. We've done online presentations for them launching their business. So it's a very personalized presentation. Just a standard FAB PowerPoint, but it is the launch of Charlotte's business. You are invited to attend the launch of Charlotte's business. Come and listen to what she's doing. She'd love your support. So simple, guys. And we're getting, every person is inviting 200 people. Now, 200 may make you freaked out, but go have a look at how many contacts you have on your phone, how many contacts you do have in social media or on email. You'll have more than 200 people. So we invite, and on average, we're getting 20 to 30 people attend. This is unlocking people's business, getting them to go from the rank that they are to the next rank. It's really, really helpful. So don't pre-qualify anybody, relaunch your business, go make your list of, let's say, 50 people, okay? Then step number one, when you invite friends and family, even if you've had your business for the last 2 years, it doesn't mean you can't relaunch it. You can launch it as a fresh business and say, hey friend, you know I've started a business and I would love your support. Please would you show up on Friday night on Zoom for a 30-minute presentation and see what I'm doing. Or, you know, when there's no lockdown, of course, we can be back at our homes. But for now, we're obviously just doing presentations on Zoom. So when you talk to family and friends, you can set it up in a way that you're asking them a favor. Here's another one. Hey, I've started a business and I would love your support. The product is important for everyone to be on for good health. I'll send you a 6-minute video to watch. Please, would you support me for 3 months and trial my product? You can ask friends and family for support. It's a complete different invite to inviting somebody that's not a friend or a family. Remember that you're asking your friends and family to support you, to look at what you're doing. If they say no, then ask them for a referral. If they say yes, still ask them for a referral, right? It's really, really good to do because you'll find amazing people. Sometimes you even want to word it this way and say, hey, John, you know, I've started my own business. It's in health and wellness, the best product ever for everybody for good health. Who do you know that's struggling from sleep or struggling to sleep or struggling with low energy or pain and aches in their body? Those are the common things we're allowed to talk about, right? And then oftentimes you find that person says, hey, that's me. I'm not sleeping. So it's almost like a psychological way to say to them, who do you know, without asking them if they're interested. And oftentimes you'll find they say, yes, me. Here's another great one. This is a foolproof script. Hey, Dad, I've just started a wellness business and I'm looking to build this business through referrals. I'm looking for customers who want to enjoy my great products, and I'm looking for business partners, and most importantly, I'm looking for referrals. I'm having a meeting on Friday at 7 o'clock on Zoom. Can you make it? And I think when you see the information, it may spark some ideas for you on referrals for me. Great script. because dad's coming on there to look and think about who he can refer to you rather than feeling like you are selling to him, right? Nice script, that one. Okay, so build your business on referrals and never ever run out of leads. You should always, in the back of your mind, have these lines. Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? Referrals build your business, so ask everyone. It's a really easy thing to do. People say no, you ask them for a referral. Don't base your list on the people okay, so don't base your list on the people themselves, but base it also on their database. See, that's what network marketing stands for. We're working a network. So who do you know that has a network that you can tap into and ask for referrals? Now, step 3 is social media. So I mentioned to you, most of my business I've built on social media. Of course, I've also reached out to my warm market. That's what we all do. But social media has been a big one for me. So what do? I make new friends and I build rapport and trust with them by asking questions like this for them. Something about their family, occupation, recreation, and their dreams. So in other words, I will go into, let me think, what did I do last night? I found a group on Facebook that's mums working from home in Brisbane. So this is where I live, close to where I live. So I went in there and I looked for some mums to friend request. I friend requested 20 mums. So now when I go back today and I see who's accepted those friend requests, I'm going to say, hey, it's so cool to be connected with you here on Facebook. How are things? Or, hey, it's so cool to be connected with you on Facebook. Or, thank you for accepting my friend request. And then I'm going to forward them. Friends. So, sorry, not friends. I'm going to ask them about their family. So, I see you got little kids. Well, I have 2 as well. Mine are much older now. How old are yours? So you always end with a question. You give something that's a compliment. So I see you got beautiful kids. I have 2 as well. Mine are so old. How old are yours? So it's a compliment, discussion, and a question. Occupation. I see you work from home. So do I. I love it. What do you do? I see you work from home. I love women who work from home or men who work from home. So it's a compliment. I do it as well. Tell me, what do you do? Recreation. Something like, oh my gosh, I see you guys have just been at the beach. I love going for walks at the beach. Isn't it the best? When last did you go on a holiday? That's a great question normally. When last did you go on a holiday? Well, we haven't been on a holiday for years because we just can't afford it. It's amazing what people tell you just so quickly. The minute you start showing interest in them, they start opening up and they start sharing with you. Dreams is something like, what's on your bucket list? Hey, I see you love traveling. So do I. I love people who love traveling. Tell me what's on your bucket list. And the person will come back and say, I want to go to Greece or Italy. Or, so when are you going? Oh, no, we can't do it. Why? What's happening? You should set a date. You just never know what tomorrow holds. We can't afford it. Well, if there's a way that I could show you how you can afford it, would you take a look? See, so I use forward, and it's a sample. Hey, no different to if I'm meeting somebody for the first time at a barbecue. Hey, nice to meet you. Yeah, at this barbecue, right? How's things? Tell me more about you. Always be the one to ask the most questions. And then become good at leading your questions to product or business. So here's a great example for you. Sharon, how on earth do you have enough energy to cope with those 4 little ones under 6? I'm so glad you asked, Charlotte. I'm always tired. Oh, Sharon, you poor thing. I help a lot of mums like you increase their energy with an all-natural herbal product. Would you take a look? That's so simple. I've signed up so many customers just with that script. What is it that I'm doing? I'm looking at their world, looking at what is happening in their world, making assumptions based on not enough energy, not sleeping well, aches and pains in the body, most of the time too with mums, you know, they're stressing, and we find Protandim helps a lot to keep you calm because it balances your adrenal system, right? So very, very, very easy to talk about the product. Here's a business opportunity for you. So I'll say, so John, what's on your bucket list? Oh, Charlotte, I'd love to go to Italy. So when are you going, John? No, we just can't afford it. Hey, that's not okay, mate. Like, life is way too short, my friend. We got to set a date for you. If I can show you a way to make money part-time to get you to Italy, would you take a look? So easy, guys. I picked up a family like this in New Zealand. Asked them that same question. Hey, when last did you guys go on holiday? They got 5 children under 10. They've never been on a holiday with their children. Never. I said, are you kidding me? That's not okay. We've got to change that. If I can show you how to do that, would you look? And they said yes, and they distribute us now and doing really well. So ask questions, steering it towards the issues we know that our products help with, or steer it towards the issues we know most people have in terms of finances, not enough time, too much debt, too much month at the end of the money, could be want to pay their mortgage off sooner, not enough money to retire, haven't traveled. All of those things are very, very common. And then, friends, I'm a big believer in you want to sound and look professional as you lead the person through the steps. Now, step 1 is you're going to obviously say hi and build a bit of rapport. Step 2, you're going to find the person's pain by having a conversation with them. We have a golden rule in our team that you will never, ever, ever pitch our product or company or business opportunity until you know the person's pain. Because now you're no longer selling to them, but you are offering a solution. How do you find out their pain? You ask questions, and you ask questions, and you ask questions. So let's say I'm talking to somebody and they say to me, Charlotte, what do you do? Before I tell them, I'm going to just consistently keep putting the questions back to them, putting questions back to them until I know about their pain. Then I'm going to tell them what I do, and I'm going to mention it in a way that it is solving their pain, right? So in other words, here's an example. Let's say, hey, John, it's so lovely to be friends with you on Facebook. Thank you so much for accepting. John, I see you're an entrepreneur, you work from home. Tell me, what do you do? Hey, Charlotte, yes, thanks for connecting. Well, I am in network marketing. Wow, John, that's awesome. We have that in common. I love network marketing. Tell me more about your journey. How long have you been doing it? Which company? John comes back, he says, yeah, sure, I've been with, let's say Isogenics for 5 years. And yeah, I'm doing great. I'm loving it. Tell me about your journey. Oh, thanks for asking, John. I'm not going to tell him anything about my journey, nothing about the company, nothing about my success. I'm going to bounce it back and ask him more questions. I'm going to say, yeah, John, I've also been in network marketing for a number of years now. Isn't it just the best profession? How are you finding, or when are you retiring, John? Like, how close are you to reaching your goals? And I'm going to keep asking questions until John says to me one of 2 things. One is, hey, I'm retiring next year. I'm at the top. I'm awesome. I'm making a lot of money. Like, my team is growing, and John is super happy. Then I'm not even going to pitch him at all. I'm going to say, John, I love that you're successful. Let's keep watching one another's journey. But if John says, yeah, look, I thought it would be last year, but it doesn't look like it's going to be for the next 5 years, I now know John is not having great success. Potentially he doesn't have good retention because I know Isogenics. And I'm then going to pitch my story based on what I know John is struggling with. You see the difference there, guys? I'm not just telling John everything in verbal vomiting all over him, which is what most distributors do. I want to become John's friend. I'm asking him questions and asking questions and asking questions until I know what John is struggling with, or maybe he's not struggling at all. And then only I will share with them what I have. So It may sound difficult initially, but it is so easy once you practice it, and you'll see people open up. People love to share about themselves. They love to tell you about themselves. They love people who show interest in them, and that's what I do consistently. Now, let's say John says, yes, Charlotte, I would love to see what it is that you do. Excellent, John. The next step for me would be, or the next step in the process is, everything that I talk about is, it's sort of scheduled, it is in structure, and it sounds professional. So John, the next step would be for me to show you some information. On Saturday, we have a live 30-minute webinar. Would you be interested in joining that? Yes, thank you, Charlotte. So friends, I always do my best to get them onto a live webinar, or the next step in the process is let's hop onto a Zoom. I very, very seldom will send a tool. Very seldom. I very seldom send a video. Because when people watch a video before they've had the opportunity to hear from you and see exactly what it is that you do and what the products are and build that bit of rapport with you, the video can quickly turn them away. So the next step in the process is, John, for us to hop onto a Zoom, and I'm going to share my whole story with you and show you what's possible with this business. And then only I will show John a video or something else. So for me, the next step always is a Zoom or a call, a phone call, right? So then the next step is, John is now happy. He's like, yes, Charlotte, what I do. John, the next step in the process is that we get you enrolled. I can send you a link, or let me take down your information. I just need 2 minutes. So everything I do is the next step of the process, the next step of the process. People are natural followers and they want to be led by you. And when you make it sound so professional, they feel like you are leading them down a path that they can duplicate. See, duplication is really important for you as you're building your business. So the next step is this, the next step is that. And so in closing, there's a very, very simple line that I use all the time. This is one you can use. Great, sounds like you're ready to get started. So you can say, great, John, it sounds like you're ready to get started. This is my common line. Do you have any questions before we order your product? Do you have any questions before we order your pack? Not what do you think? Is it a yes? Is it a no? No, do you have any questions before we order your product or your pack? And then the person straight away thinks, well, do I have any questions? And if they do, they ask you, you answer the question. And then again, do you have any more questions? Let's get you in the system. Let's order your pack. So very important that you always have posture of they're going to join. Why wouldn't they? Right? Why wouldn't they join? It's the best product, best company ever. So I never ask them if it's a yes or a no. I just say, hey, do you have any questions before we get you started? Let's work on that dream of. So that's why it's important that you know their pain. Let's work on that dream of getting you out of body aches, or getting you better sleep, or getting you to go on that holiday with your family. The pain is the most important thing when it comes to the invite, guys. You'll find that you go from struggling to massive success with your invites when you invite to a solution to their problem. Very different. Now, in terms of duplication, this is a key thing I've learned with new distributors. We have very, very clear duplication systems with our new distributors. And the very first thing we do for a new distributor is we say your first goal is to enroll 4 customers in your first week. Why this? Because what I've seen is that when somebody takes the effort to enroll these first 4 customers, they are worth me spending more time with. They are worth my team spending more time with, because they are committed and they're going to do this. If somebody won't even enroll 4 customers, they are not going to build the business. So we have a very clear duplication system. We have a launch guide. We have a sponsors guide. Part of our launch guide is add them into the different Facebook groups we have, send them a welcome email, teach them how to just talk to friends and family to get the first 4 customers enrolled. and then teach them a little bit about our products, and teach them how to do three-way calls, and teach them how to enroll a customer. That's it. That's all we teach a new distributor. Here's the most important thing. Within 72 hours of new distributors joining, 90% quit. This is a statistic that Eric Warrior's just released in the world. I'm in his mastermind group, so we get all the stuff from him. Within 72 hours. So you don't wait for this distributor to receive their pack. They enroll now, you straight away set up your first hour call with them. You show them a bit about the product, you show them how to invite, you help them make a list of 20 friends and family, you give them a script for their first invite, you show them how to do a three-way, and you show them how to do a customer enrollment. And that's it. Their job now is to go and find their first 4 customers on one product or duo pack or the tri-synergizer, whatever, but their first 4 customers. Part of why we do this is because if somebody brings in 4 customers on Pro Tandem only, their PV is set up for the next month, right? Because they need 160 plus their own 40 points, and their PV is set up. So besides the fact that it shows us whether they're going to actually take action and build or not, it also helps with the PV. Here's another reason. Should their distributor give up, at least they've introduced 4 new people to the product. So our business is still growing, right? So that's how we duplicate guides. We have a launch guide, we have a sponsors guide. The sponsors guide tells the sponsor exactly what to do step by step by step. The launch guide tells the new distributor what scripts to use, a bit about the product, go find your first 4 customers, and so on. So very simple process. We do not involve them in a lot of information because they just get overwhelmed and they stop. So we've had these logos made. The first one is U and 4. Once their distributor has done their U and 4, and we set the date the first week, their second goal is U and 2 distributors. Why? Because we want them to achieve Pro 2 pace setter. So that's the very next goal. Week 1, 4 customers. Really, when you start a new business with a product like Pro Tandem, you should be able to get 4 customers at the drop of a hat. Mom, dad, auntie, uncle, brother, sister, best friends, like cousins. 4 customers easy, right? That shows me the person is interested and hungry and they're going to do this. The next week, let's find 2 business builders who's going to build with you and get you to Pro 2. And then from there, the next goal is now go do with your 2 distributors what we did with you. Print out the launch guide, print out the sponsors guide, get them to bring in their 4 customers. And it's really just that process over and over and over that we duplicate. The last thing I'll say to you is that we do work very closely with every new distributor on setting their goals based on the company's roadmap. So the roadmap is Pro 2 pace setter in 30 days, Pro 3 pace setter in 90 days. Your next big goal is Pro 5, so you achieve Pro 5 Summit. Your next big goal is Pro 7, so you achieve the Pro 7 retreat, but also the Elite Retreat, but also you start qualifying for My Live Venture. That is a very clear roadmap that we have with every distributor. How do you go from Pro 2 to Pro 3? You make 2 Pro 2s, right? Pro 2 is 2,500, Pro 3 is 5,000. You make 2 people go Pro 2 and you are a Pro 3. How do you go from Pro 3 to Pro 4? You make 2 Pro 3s. How do you go from 4 to 5? Make 2 4s. Right? Everything comes back to just duplicate, 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 duplicate. And we are extremely strong in duplication because we teach that from day one. So, Julie, I'm more than happy to share my launch guides and sponsor guides with you guys so that you get an idea of what we do. But that, friends, is basically it.
Wow. Charlotte, you've given us so much value tonight. I have so many notes, and wow, you've really taken a lot of time with us, and we appreciate it. I love, you know, all the things that you've shared, so many great things. Do you have just a little time for Q&A?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've got another
Okay,
10
all
minutes.
right.
Yeah.
So if somebody has a question that they would like to ask Charlotte, please feel free to type it in the chat box. And let's see if we have any comments here. I see thank yous. Yeah, so much great information. One of the things that I was wanting to ask you when you were sharing, you shared so much value in even the social media things that you shared. And you said that you friended like 20 people in one day, I think it was. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
So how do you keep track then of those 20 people? I think that's a thing that kind of overwhelms me. Like with Facebook, you know, I've been told to like add all these friends. So I have like tons of friends, and, you know, just how to keep track of people is kind of challenging. So do you have a system
Let me
that you
show
do?
you.
Or?
I do have a very simple system. Let me show you quickly. So I'm going to share my screen again, okay, and take you into my Facebook. So let me show you. When you friend request people, you don't need to keep track of who you're friend requesting. You just don't, because there's too many. But then the next day you go into friends. So you just click here on friends, and it's going to come up and show you all your friends. And then you can go here to recently added. So if you go to recently added, you'll see like this lady I friended last night, this lady I friended, this lady, this guy. So these are all people that just yesterday accepted my friend. You guys will know Dr. Nettles. I've just friended him. But like this is a prospect. So this, I will talk to these people now. So what I do, I friend request 20 people, and most of the time, you know, 4, 5, sometimes 10 will accept. They don't always all accept, and that's okay. So I go in the next day into recently added, and I see who's accepted. So she's accepted, and now I'm going to send her a message. And my message is going to be, hey, Julia, thank you so much for accepting my friend request. I love connecting with other women. And I see she's in Jeunesse. That's probably why I friend requested her. And she's in Canada. And I'm going to say, I see you live in Canada. Oh my gosh, I was there last year. My son and his fiance stayed in Whistler for 2 years. What part of Canada are you in? And then, you know, I'm going to chat with her a little bit, and very quickly I'm going to get to, I see you were with Jeunesse. How exciting. I actually was with Jeunesse years ago. How is it going? And before you know it, I know everything about Julia and her business. She most likely will not know too much about me, because I find I'm always the one asking more questions. And so my whole idea, guys, with friending network marketers in the next few days is on Saturday, we have Taylor Worry doing a really good presentation for us for Australia and New Zealand. And I am inviting network marketers to come and attend that. So I'm going to send her very quickly a message saying, hey, Julia, are you open to coming on and listening to Eric Worry's son about what he's found in network marketing? And that's it. And she's going to either say yes or no. If she says no, no worries. If she says yes, then I'm going to send her a flyer, invite her, and then only, Julie, I track her. So out of all the friend requests I send, out of all the conversations I have, the only ones that make it onto my list of contacts are the ones who have at some stage said yes and looked at something I've sent them or invited them to. The rest of them, what I do is every 6 weeks or so, I will go into Messenger and I will scroll back. Now you'll see Messenger gives you dates on the side here. And look, my messages are just horrendous most of the time. I just get so many, but you'll see that Messenger will give you dates. It's showing Thursday last week. So here we go, May 5. So every 6 weeks I diarize it. I'll go back into Messenger. And let's say I go back to the 1st of April. And I just have a quick chat again to everybody that I've spoken to. Look how many there are. Like, it's just, and guys, this is how I've built my whole business. 98% of my business, this is what I've done. So now I'll go back and I'll see, Beverly, let me see, what did I chat with her about? Yes, so she was a prospect. Yeah, so I'm going to send her a message and say, hey, how you going? Anything changed since we spoke a month ago? How are you coping with COVID-19? Yeah, so that's what I do. This is my follow-up system. I do not run like Excel spreadsheets. I do not even have, I have no customer system. I have tried it all. I've used it all. It drove me crazy. The only thing I have is one little book like this. So when people make it onto they're going to look at something. So they've come onto a webinar, or they've agreed to watching a video, or then only I write them down in my book, and then I keep following them up. And my rule always is you follow up until they're in or they're dead, right? So here's a great one for you. This lady I would have friend requested or this guy sometime in March. You can see, hey Daniel, thanks heaps for accepting my friend request. I see you in Brisbane. How's isolation going for you and your family? Hey Charlotte, doing okay, thanks. And you and your family? So you see, I have not replied to him. I've got him busy. It's gone somewhere. It's been lost. But now I'm going to go back to a month or 6 weeks ago, and I'm going to just talk to everyone again. Like, hey Daniel, sorry for my slow reply. Yeah, things are good. And I'm going to just start chatting with them about, he's at University of South Australia. That's where he studied. What does he do? And guys, that's it. I hope that's answered your question, Judy, because, you can become really, really, really consumed with wanting to track everything. And it's just too difficult when you're friend requesting so many people every day. I'll show you another quick thing. This is important actually for you to know. When you go into friends, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks or so, it's important for you to unfriend the people that you friended. So you just click on friends here, and you go into find friends. So click here on find friends, and you'll see here it says view sent requests. Click on that. And people that you've sent friend requests to that have not accepted, just undo them. So in other words, I'll go here and I'll go cancel request. And again, here I'll go cancel request. Super, super quick and easy to do. Why do I do that? Because I don't want there to be thousands and thousands of friend requests where people have never accepted. But you see how common it is? Like you friend and they just don't accept. And that's okay. I've still got 4,400 people that have accepted. I've got enough people to talk to. Like, oh gosh, I should do another training with you guys on Facebook, because Facebook is just enormous. I did one with our team last night, and the stuff you can do on there, it's just absolutely brilliant.
Well, you certainly showed us a lot of great tips today. I know I've learned a lot myself. And I could go on asking more and more questions. That's how it was in the airport, if I remember right. So I don't want to take up any more of your time, Charlotte. You've been very, very gracious and generous with us tonight. So you're absolutely amazing. We're so glad you're part of the LifeVantage family, and hope we get to see you actually in convention and give you a hug. So
yeah, I don't know about that, because it seems like we won't be traveling for a while from Australia. But guys, here's another thing. Go to YouTube, put in Team Activate, and you will find, I think there's about 200 videos, and all my training videos I upload on there, and I open it for everybody to watch.
wow,
so you'll see there's social media training, there's how to invite, how to prospect, everything is on there. Go watch it. And I will send you guys my launch guide and sponsors guide as well. Look at it. But yeah, feel free to use any of it.
Appreciate that. Okay, I'm just going to ask one more quick question.
Sure.
Okay, so this is the other thing. You were sharing about how you start these conversations with people. How often do you get to their pain point and be able to invite them to a Zoom in the very first conversation, or does it usually take several conversations?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the industry standard in terms of being good on social media says that within your third message back to them, you should be able to know. And if not, then just chat again at another time. So that's sort of a limit that I set for myself, is 3 messages backwards and forwards, because otherwise you can end up talking 50 times and not get there. And sometimes people are just not open to share at that moment. And that's okay. So then I'll just close the conversation and say, hey, Julie, it's been awesome chatting with you. I've got to run. Let's chat again soon. Then when I go back every 6 weeks and chat again, I have another opportunity to see if I can find that pain point. It's no good sitting. It's like sitting on an egg hoping it's going to hatch and it's not ready to hatch, right? Same thing.
Right. Okay.
So so it's just go on to the next, go on to the next, go on to the next, go on to the next. It's all about exposures, guys.
Okay.
All about exposures and getting good. And you'll find the more you do, it's like repeating. Repetition is the master of all skill.
Right.
The more you do, the more you're going to learn. And it's for me, it's second nature. I can talk to anybody on social media, anybody. I will find a person's pain point for you so quick. And it's because I've been doing it for years.
Right.
You know, I started with literally just friends and family on Facebook. And then I just thought, I have to learn how to do this. This is the future of network marketing. People want to learn how to build online. People don't want to have parties at their house every week. I don't want to be a Tupperware consultant. I want to be an online specialist where I can work from anywhere in the world, you know, and that's really what we do. So you'll become really good at it. Just always in the back of your mind, know the generic things that people struggle with: pain in the body, not sleeping well, low energy. Those are the most common things. Normally, if you talk around any of those, you're going to find a pain point. For business, it is money, debt, holidays, or no time. You know, you either have time and you have no money, or you have money and no time. Generally, that's the story. And don't judge people. Always talk to everyone. Network marketers, retention. Number 1 biggest pain point, retention. Number 2, not earning enough money. Number 3, not getting enough support. No team, no community with support. And, you know, as what I would give you guys, the biggest tip is that your team, and I can see this is amazing, Julie, what you've pulled off here, but your team, community, and that one system for everybody is super important for success, because that makes everybody who joins feel that they can do it, because they just got to follow a system.
Right.
I've got to go. I've got another meeting, but I'll just quickly tell you this. Eric Worre last week, when he did our coaching, said that right now there's a major problem in network marketing. And the problem is with the leaders. He said it's not that there's not enough leaders, but there's not enough leaders who have systems.
Right.
Because systems duplicate.
Right.
Systems duplicate. When I can plug you into a website that says step 1 is this, step 2 is that, step 3 is that, and it's that simple, everybody feels like they can do it. And that's important.
Right.
So yeah, look, I could go on for another 24 hours. I'm so passionate about this stuff.
Thank you so much. We'll let you go, Charlotte.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate
Okay, guys.
it so much. All right. We love you.
Anytime.
Bye-bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye. Okay, that was awesome. I hope you guys all just got a lot of value out of that, like I did. I have so many notes and so much value there. Mark and Krista, did you have anything you wanted to share tonight?
No,
wow, that was amazing though.
just that this will be, obviously it's been recorded. We'll get it right up on the team page as quick as we can. And I would just encourage you to get every single person on your team.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, there's
watch.
only 33 people on here.
I know. Yeah.
That's so sad to me.
Yep.
So just call the people that are that you've personally enrolled. Because I've got 2 distributors that I personally enrolled that aren't on here, and they're recent, and they told me they wanted to work, and I'm like, well, where are you? Right. So, and maybe something came up. I mean, I don't know what could be coming up, but they can watch it this week. So this is an important one, right?
Yeah.
Super important.
I will also say that we recognize the importance of systems. We had the proven plan and the blueprint when we started. If we had not had those training systems, we would not be where we are.
No.
So when we saw a shift happening during the Whitewater years, we've been looking for a really simple duplicatable system. We think Building Depth is that system. We know that the code training that Carrie and Stu have that, and Team True Blue have another system as well. I will tell you, as an elite, the field advisory board, the elite committee, the systems committee are all working very hard to bring a unified system back to the whole field. And so in the meantime, if you have a system, keep doing that, and we'll try to get the unified system launched and out as quick as we can. I know also that CEO training, Chris and Chris Michael and Seth Mulder also have that system. So again, like we said last week, we haven't wanted to steer anybody away from something that's working. But if you don't have something that's working, we need to have a conversation, right? So with that, we're over the top of the hour. So
we definitely are. I just wanted to let everyone know, I just heard this afternoon that they've extended the Mother's Day specials through the end of the month. So those are still available, and I think that's great. Also, tomorrow night is the company opportunity meeting that we can all invite guests to. So make sure you check out Mark and Krista's video that's on Team Lifetree Distributors, and it's going to give you all the schedule for the week. So we love you all. Thanks so much for joining.
Thanks, Julie.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
goodbye.
Bye.